So think about this. This is pretty wild. The last two presidents of the United States of America have both been taken out by COVID. Both of them have taken the L because of COVID. Biden dropping out of the race, endorsing his vice president Trump is pretty hilarious. Can't believe he would do that. Just such a Biden move, right? Or maybe he'll endorse COVID. That's what I think. I think COVID 2024. Trump, Biden, no. COVID. COVID is the real winner. When I heard that he got COVID, I'm like, oh, this guy is dropping out. That's what I was thinking. Did his aides give him COVID to engineer this? I mean, does he really have COVID? Or was this all a ploy? I wouldn't put anything past the US government, okay? I also especially love the fact that Joe Biden, just like maybe a week ago, was telling people how, remember how he made that really creepy statement that people need to really touch him. He needs to get out on the campaign trail. People need to touch him and poke him. I need to go out on the trail, and let strangers touch me. And then we're like, well, what happened, Joe? How's the campaign trail going? I've got COVID. Yep, as it turns out, I had let a lot of strangers touch me, and that was not good because some of them had COVID. And now I have COVID, and now I'm dropping out of the race. I've heard that Joe Biden is sequestered in his bunker in Delaware. He's gone full Hitler. Joe Biden has officially isolated himself in his bunker in Delaware, and I've heard that he shot himself in the face. World War III is over. World War IV incoming. Everybody's talking about World War III. I mean, nobody gives any love to World War IV. That's the war that I really am looking forward to because A, it rhymes. And B, just like Einstein said, it's going to be fought with sticks and stones. I like that, hand-to-hand combat, rather than just pushing buttons. What does it take to push a red button? Didn't Trump actually say that too? He's like, Kim Jong-un's got a red button, but I've got a bigger red button. That's actually a quote from a president. You can't make this shit up, okay? America is not a serious country.
And the president, as he's made clear over the last few weeks, felt he still had more to give. He wanted to finish the job. He felt so proud of his
the job. He was proud of the 200,000 Palestinians that have been killed in the Gaza Strip since October 7th. He's proud. He gave an interview with George Stephanopoulos and he had to list off his credentials, what his achievements were as president, and what were his achievements. What was the real test for his mental acuity? It was the fact that he could wage war around the world, Jack. He took down Putin, which is hilarious that he said that because Putin's stronger than ever. The other thing about the South Korean computer chip industry is just like another laughable, ridiculous thing that he's trying to claim credit for. He's trying to claim credit for the mechanisms, the machinations of the military-industrial complex at work. Oh yeah, he went to South Korea single-handedly. Biden's no different than Trump in that respect. Like they just try to promote this idea of the great man in history, single-handedly saving the society. But what were his achievements? What were his achievements? Russia, China, the escalation with China. Look, he looks like he's walking he thought he was going into the bathroom. He thought he was going to go take a shit, and he's like, oh, this is the Oval Office. Wait a second. Where's the bathroom?
The president, since that debate, has certainly been fighting his way to make...
That's right, red fascist or blue fascist. I also found it so wild that at the RNC, what are these people holding up signs? Well, I mean, what do the signs say, these convention goers? Do y'all remember what the signs were saying? One said, drill baby drill. The other one said, mass deportation now. What's that movie where he puts on the glasses and it shows him what is actually going on? You put your glasses on, you see like more corporate profits for big oil, and the other one's just xenophobic rage. Let's blame more poor people. Let's blame more poor minorities, foreigners. Xenophobic racist rage. That's the two issues that the Republican Party felt compelled to make signs out of and showcase them at the RNC. Drill baby drill and mass deportation now. Riveting. Neither of those benefit the working class. My support of Jill Stein, it doesn't matter if I support Jill Stein. The people and the class of people that have captured the government do not support Jill Stein. So therefore, she's not going to be president. I think it's just distraction, I don't advocate for electing socialist politicians. I think it's a nice dream. It's a nice dream. And I think if you read history, you will discover what Lenin discovered over 100 years ago, which is that real transcendental societal change doesn't come from electing socialist leaders the way that Marx may have thought was possible in his time. And Lenin understood was not. Would I love to see a Cornel West or a Jill Stein as president? Yes, but it's never going to happen. I don't even know, honestly don't even know what Jill Stein's platforms are. I hear they're good. I mean, she's the Green Party candidate. Every 4 years we talk about, oh, well, what about the Green Party? Oh, are you going to go vote Green? Vote Green. Yeah. When have we ever elected a Green Party candidate? It's meaningless. It amounts to nothing. It's like an ICJ advisory ruling. I guess it can be noted that at least there are some candidates in the political mainstream that are saying stuff that we want to hear. But remember that true power comes from the economy, and exacting material power over the economy is the goal. And that's how we then force our politics into the establishment. But the political establishment is not going to hand us the keys to the castle and say, here, take our power away. Who do you want? It was literally written in the Constitution that this should not be so, you know? The founding fathers in the, what was it called? The Constitutional Convention of 1787 or thereabouts. They were worried about the threat of what they called excessive democracy. Too much democracy was a bad thing. What is too much democracy? When the poor have the right to vote. If they give poor people, landless peasants, the same rights as the wealthy landowning elite, then there's way more of millions and millions of poor landless peasants than there are the private, property owners. And so they understood that the landless peasants would eventually vote away their property. They would do what is known as agrarian reform. They would reappropriate. The state would reappropriate the private ownership class. And that was a very much to be feared if you're a James Madison. So it's baked into the Constitution. This is what we have. These are the people that we get. Business class makes all the decisions. We ratify candidates that are already vetted, handpicked for us. They say, this guy's good and this guy's good. Which one do you want? Like the commenter said, red fascist or blue fascist. And they both support Zionism. But yeah, vote green. Vote blue? No. Vote red? No. Vote green. A secret third thing. And that's another thing. Who gives a shit if the president's black, white, female, male, trans? If they're bought by the corporate class and they're materially carrying out the same policies, then it doesn't mean shit.
I don't want to talk about conversations with the president. I'd like
right.
to
I can't
point
talk
out
about
that
it.
this is a singular moment in the...
I can't talk about it because the guy was incoherent and babbling like a little brook.
History of the American presidency, and a singular moment for a man who, as Mike was just saying, has given the lion's share of his life to the service of the Republic.
The lion's share of his life to the service of the Republic. A presidential historian. So we're already wheeling out the so-called historians to rubber stamp Joe Biden and say job well done and put a historical touch to it. This guy still is president, and still there's a genocide happening with his name all over it. And we have John Meacham, the bravery of John Meacham, presidential historian, to go ahead and put a nice ribbon around Joe Biden's career.
I think it tells us an enormous amount about
his dementia.
The character.
Oh, no, his character, that's right. One candidate literally has brain worms. The other candidate has dementia. The other one is a narcissistic psychopath. This is the best we can do, America. Think about what this says about our society. You have to begin to wonder, what is going on? Who pulls the levers? All this is like a front-facing show, It's like the front of house, back of house. Like, what's going on in the back of the house? We see what's happening out in front, but we know that all these things that we're seeing are decisions that are being made by the ruling class behind closed doors. That's why capitalism is the worst, because it's private, unaccountable concentrations of wealth and power making all the decisions that determine public life. And we don't have any say, obviously, in the decision-making process. We are disenfranchised, truly, not represented. Studies have been done to show this by accredited institutions, even Ivy League institutions. Sometimes these institutions are actually bold enough to actually say the truth. And as I say, live in a corporate duopoly. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face, I guess. It's never going to change. But more people need to realize this. Thoughts become actions. We have to have the working class thinking the right thoughts. It's amazing the grift that has been done to the working class. It's truly incredible when you think about it. It's mind obscenely amazing that we have been duped by a handful of corporate bankers into believing this scam is morally legitimate, is meritocratic, etc., etc. What's it gonna take to realize that this whole system is working? I'm not gonna say broken, because it's working exactly as it's supposed to work. It's just that it's not supposed to work for you. It's not supposed to work for us. It's designed to serve the interests of the rich. In capitalism, government is just a committee to run the affairs of the rich. The rich love big government, but they don't like the government to do things that benefit society. They don't like the government to, which is what, in theory, a government should be doing. But a government should be enacting policies. In a democratic government, like we claim to be, we should be making decisions that benefit the public. But what happens in capitalism? You cannot divorce politics from the economy. You cannot divorce the economy from politics. We live in a plutocracy. Wealth and power dictate all. That's just how it is. And the capitalist class wields government like a weapon onto society, onto us. And it's not a question of, the government doing stuff. The government always does stuff. Every government in the history of the world and up to the present has been authoritarian. Authority for who is all we have to understand. Whose authority, for who, for what, under what conditions, etc., etc.
Nixon ordered Cambodian genocide. Sent cruise missiles to Sudan, people died. Gave the orders to do drone strikes.